Sự mất tích của Toan và Ly Tu Diem, cô biết gì về nó?
Tôi không biết. Tôi thề là tôi không biết gì cả.
Đâu? Mẹ hãy cho con biết Toan và Diem đang ở đâu.
Nếu mẹ không nói, con sẽ đăng tải tin tìm Toan và Diem lên truyền thông.
Hôm nay trời đẹp quá ha.
Thông tin về sự mất tích của cặp đôi được đăng tải trên báo và trên mạng xã hội.
Chúng tôi đang khẩn trương điều tra vụ việc.
What happens when love is tested by memory, secrets, and unexpected interference? Diem's unwavering devotion begins to awaken feelings in Toan, who struggles with memory loss, proving that the heart remembers even when the mind forgets. Meanwhile, Thuy, Toan's protective sister, doubts her mother's story and takes matters into her own hands, using social media to reveal the truth about Toan and Diem. The sudden exposure challenges their fragile bond and forces them to confront their feelings under the public eye. Stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and join us as we follow this gripping journey of love, trust, and resilience. Diem and Toan found themselves growing closer with each passing day, their connection deepening in ways neither of them had anticipated. Toan, still grappling with the fragments of his lost memories, often felt a sense of emptiness, a gap in his life that he could not quite explain. Yet, whenever he was near Diem, that emptiness seemed to soften, replaced by an unfamiliar warmth that crept quietly into his chest. Her presence was like a gentle beacon in the haze of confusion that clouded his mind. Her laughter, light and unassuming, seemed to awaken something long dormant within him. Diem's eyes, always filled with sincerity and care, held a kind of unspoken understanding that made Toan feel seen in a way he hadn't experienced in months. He began to notice the subtle ways she moved through the room, the way her hand lingered on objects, as if she were always mindful of the world around her, and the little gestures of thoughtfulness that made ordinary moments feel extraordinary. Despite the fog of memory loss that still hung over him, Toan found himself drawn to her in ways he could not fully comprehend. He realized that emotions could transcend the boundaries of memory, that the heart could remember what the mind could not. Each smile she offered, each word spoken softly with genuine affection, seemed to reach into places within him that had been locked away. He caught himself waiting for her voice, craving the comfort of her presence, and noticing how the sound of her laughter could make the confusion in his head momentarily fade. There was a magnetic pull between them, an invisible thread that seemed to guide him toward her, even when logic and circumstance urged caution. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the walls he had built around himself began to crumble. It was in the quiet, unassuming moments that Toan felt the stirrings of a deep, tentative love. Watching Diane brush a stray strand of hair from her face, seeing her thoughtful expression as she paused in the middle of her day, he felt a connection that was at once fragile and undeniable. He realized that while his past may be obscured, the present offered him something equally precious, the chance to feel again, to care again, and perhaps to love again. In Diane's unwavering sincerity, he discovered not just comfort, but a kind of hope that had seemed lost forever. Slowly, hesitantly, but with growing certainty, Toan's heart responded, awakening to the possibility that what they shared could be the beginning of something beautiful, a second chance at love, crafted not from memory, but from the quiet, steadfast power of genuine emotion. Meanwhile, not far from the quiet, tender moments Diem and Toan shared, Thuy, Toan's older sister, felt an unease she could not ignore. The explanation her mother had given, that Toan had gone on a business trip, never sat right with her. Something about it felt rehearsed, forced, as if the story had been crafted to keep her from asking too many questions. Thuy's instincts, sharpened by years of watching over her younger brother, whispered that there was more beneath the surface than anyone was willing to admit. She remembered the way Toan's eyes had sometimes held confusion, a hesitation that suggested he wasn't entirely where he was supposed to be. And though their mother insisted he was away on work, Thuy couldn't shake the suspicion that he might be somewhere else entirely, somewhere far more vulnerable. Determined to uncover the truth, Thuy began quietly investigating, retracing her brother's steps through messages, subtle hints from acquaintances, and even small inconsistencies in what her mother had said. With each piece of information she gathered, her conviction strengthened. Toan was not merely on a business trip. Her protective instincts flared, not out of mistrust toward her mother, but out of a fierce, unyielding love for her brother. She knew that something potentially dangerous, or at the very least confusing, was happening, and she could not afford to remain passive. Thuy's mind raced with scenarios, her imagination conjuring every possibility, from the benign to the alarming. Even when her mother pleaded with her to trust the story she had been told, Thuy could not. Every instinct, every intuition screamed that Toan and Diem's situation required her intervention. She realized that waiting, hesitating, or remaining silent could mean losing the chance to protect him or to understand the strange circumstances surrounding his absence. And so, she resolved to take matters into her own hands. She would go beyond whispers and private doubts. She would make their presence known to the world if she had to. Gathering photographs, confirming details, and preparing concise yet compelling posts, Thuy planned to use social media and local platforms to publicize information about Toan and Diem. It was a bold move, one that carried risks, but to her it was necessary. She could not let fear of consequences stand in the way of ensuring her brother's safety and perhaps even reuniting him with the clarity of truth he deserved. In that quiet determination, Thuy felt a mixture of fear and resolve, knowing that her actions might soon ripple outward, affecting not just her family, but also the fragile moments Diem and Toan were beginning to cherish. Yet, despite the uncertainty, there was a stubborn thread of hope woven through her determination, a hope that by revealing the truth, she could protect them both, and perhaps even guide them toward the resolution they so desperately needed. And so, beneath the surface of ordinary days, the first sparks of a dramatic turning point were quietly igniting. Before Diem and Toan could fully savor the delicate warmth that had begun to bloom between them, the world outside their private moments started to shift. Thuy, resolute in her determination, acted on the plan she had carefully prepared. She uploaded photographs of Toan and Diem, along with brief details of their situation, to social media and local community networks, urging anyone who had seen them to come forward. Within hours, her posts began to ripple across platforms, shared and commented on by friends, acquaintances, and even strangers. The intimate, quiet bubble that Diem and Toan had inhabited was suddenly pierced by the sharp, unrelenting glare of public attention. Notifications, messages, and inquiries poured in, each one a reminder that their lives were no longer theirs alone. Diem, who had felt the fragile security of Toan's growing affection, suddenly sensed a shift in the atmosphere. She saw the tension flicker across Toan's face as he read a message on his phone, confusion and alarm mingling in his eyes. The peace they had nurtured with so much care was disrupted, replaced by a swirl of questions neither of them was fully prepared to answer. For Toan, the intrusion was disorienting, a jarring reminder of his lost memories and the vulnerability that came with them. Yet, amidst the chaos, he instinctively reached for Diem's hand, grounding himself in the one constant he trusted, her presence, her unwavering sincerity. Even as the world pressed in from every direction, the bond between them began to reveal its resilience. Diem's calm courage, paired with her fierce protectiveness, offered Toan a refuge amid the storm of attention. She whispered reassurances, her voice steady despite the flurry of messages and calls demanding explanations. Together, they navigated this sudden scrutiny, realizing that the love they were rebuilding had become a shield, a force that could withstand the outside noise and interference. Meanwhile, Thuy watched from afar, her heart a mixture of triumph and anxiety. She had achieved what she set out to do. She had made their presence known and ensured that the world would not overlook them. Yet, she could not predict how the sudden exposure would affect the tender connection she had glimpsed between her brother and Diem. In the midst of uncertainty and public attention, Diem and Toan learned to cling to one another, drawing strength from the quiet moments of understanding that no post or message could erase. The intrusion, while disruptive, became a catalyst, forcing them to confront their feelings, to communicate, and to protect what had grown between them. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the city, they held hands, silently promising that no matter how loud the world became, their hearts would remain intertwined, resilient in the face of challenges and unwavering in the truth of their love.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Lý Tử Diễm Review. Vậy là trong câu chuyện của chúng ta ngày hôm nay thì chị gái của Toàn, đó chính là chị Thúy, đã tra hỏi mẹ của Toàn về sự mất tích của Toàn và Lý Tử Diễm. Tuy rằng mẹ của Toàn không nói ra sự thật về sự mất tích của Diễm và Toàn, nhưng chị gái Thúy đã nghi ngờ và quyết định sẽ đăng tải thông tin của Diễm và Toàn lên các phương tiện truyền thông để tìm được Diễm và Toàn. Điều đó có khiến cho mẹ của Toàn lo lắng và nói ra sự thật hay không? Tất cả sẽ được hé lộ vào các tập tiếp theo, sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh Lý Tử Diễm Review. Các bạn nếu thấy video hôm nay của chúng tôi hay, hấp dẫn thì hãy để lại comment ở dưới video. Đừng quên bấm like, share và bấm đăng ký kênh để nhận được thông báo mới nhất về câu chuyện sẽ được phát sóng vào ngày mai nha. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn vào tập ngày mai. Bye bye!